This is part 2 of my deep thoughts, and if you all have not watched video 1 or part 1 of my deep thoughts, go back and watch it. But this morning, doing meditation, I received a deeper understanding of stuck emotions or stuck energy, which causes anxiety, depression, fear, PTSD, all that. When we don't fully process those emotions from past trauma or past experiences, when you don't fully process them, they become stuck. And then when those emotions become stuck within our body, they lead to symptoms. The symptoms of those stuck emotions are anxiety, depression, PTSD. And so, because we have not released them, they build up. And then when other experiences happen, that emotion becomes anxiety or depression or PTSD and all that. And then so when those emotions come up, our mind and our body is trained to protect us, which is our ego. That's when our ego steps in and it brings on that anxiety, that fear, and that tells us, no, step back away from this experience, because this experience reminds me of that past trauma that happened. And so you don't want the same thing to happen. And that's what holds us back from experiencing life, from experiencing success, because we're so fearful from past experiences. So that's when that anxiety come up. But when we fully process those emotions, that you process those emotions, you won't have that anxiety. You won't have that PTSD. You won't have that depression. And then but before we process it, and we keep living with those stuck emotions, and then so we go to the doctors and then they prescribe medication to soothe those symptoms of anxiety, that nervousness, that shaking, that sweating. That's all medication does, is soothe those symptoms. It's not getting rid of them, it's not curing it, because once the medication wear off, you still have that fear, that anxiety. And so what I'm saying is, you cannot move forward in life unless you process those emotions, unless you process that stuck energy from the past experiences. If you relive them and you're not ready to deal with them with a different mindset, with a different awareness, you're just going to traumatize yourself even the more. So that's why it's good to seek out therapy, to seek out a life coach, someone who is professional to help guide you through your past traumas. Because what therapy does is allow you to go back through your past traumas with a different understanding, with a different awareness. Because what I do to release those past traumas, those past stuck emotions, is doing meditation. Because when I'm triggered throughout the day, you have to be aware that you're triggered first. And so when I'm triggered and I know that I'm triggered, doing meditation, I process that trigger. And then I figure out, why am I triggered? What past trauma or past event caused me to, in this moment, to be triggered? And then once I process that trigger and I see this event that happened when I was 5 years old caused me at this moment to be fearful of speaking in public. Once I realized that the event that happened caused me to believe each event like this will cause the same feeling or same emotion within me, that's when my mind and my body protects me and start becoming anxiety, or I become fearful of this event that's happening, because I'm reliving that past event. But doing meditation, what I do is I relive that event from a different place of awareness, with a different understanding, and I tell myself that I'm safe. I'm not there because our minds do not know the difference between our thoughts or imagination and reality. Because when you relive something in your head, your mind thinking you're reliving it in reality. And so when you tell yourself, I'm safe, I'm in a safe place, that's if you're safe, you're safe. But if you're not in a safe environment, you're not. Go seek help and go get help. That ain't what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, when you're finally safe at a place of stability in your reality, and then you're only reliving something in your mind because it was traumatizing for you, because them emotions wasn't processed. You didn't process. You internalized those emotions and you held on to them because you feel like, if I do this, I'll be safe. If I stay away from people like this, I will be safe. That's a belief. That's your belief, because something happened that changed your programming in your mind to believe all situations like this are unsafe, or make me feel like anxiety, or cause me to have PTSD. So if you can process your past experiences from a neutral place, if you can go back and see your past experiences from a place of, I understand that I went through this. I understand. I don't know why I went through it, but I understand I went through it. And that situation and that experience and that trauma is not me. Because before this situation, I did not have anxiety. So anxiety, depression is not you. It's a part of your experiences. So listen, they can be released. You don't have to live the rest of your life with depression, with anxiety, because you didn't come in this world with it. So we have internally everything that can heal us, even through therapy. You can go to all of the therapists you want to go through, or two. If you don't change your mindset, you have to go to therapy with an understanding and awareness that I have to change the way I saw my past experience. I have to be the one to change how I feel about what happened to me. That's all it is. Something happened to you. It's not you. It happened to you. Don't let what happened to you change who you are. That's the key. And once you can release all the block and stuck emotion and stuck energy, that's how you can draw to you. Because that's your nature, to draw goodness to you. But you have to release all that trauma, all that wounded, that victim mentality. Release it. Yeah, all that stuff happened to you. Yeah, all of that was bad and overwhelming. It was. But who you are now is not that person doing that experience. Who you are now is great. Who you are now is a survivor. Who you are now is a conqueror. You hear me? Do you hear me? That's power. That's power in the understanding and awareness of, I'm neutral. That situation was not good or bad. I'm not seeing it as good or bad. I'm seeing it as, I experienced this situation, and what can I get out of it? What awareness, what understanding can I get out of it? Because once you get something out of it, you can teach somebody else. You can be a support system for somebody else. Because you have a different understanding about your past experiences. Because everything you went through was a purpose. It's a purpose for it, good or bad. Good or bad. Somebody may need to hear your story, but they need to hear your